I'll take this.
Yeah, there's been some changes. I usually sit here.
You know everything, right? Standing shell. Yeah, you got the real signs and then. I think it's Santa Claus, so it's here to the first one. Yeah, that helps a lot.
Mother's Day.
It's heavy.
I would see. That every time. Oh, yeah,
Is this on? Welcome, everyone. I'm getting better at ringing the bell. Not too loud, not too soft. Thumbs up if you can hear me online. Perfect. Welcome to the May 10th meeting of the Rotary Club of Ames. Please stand at our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. While we're standing, most of you are now aware, a former club member, Reno Berg, passed away on May 6th. So please keep his wife, Jan, and their family in our if you remember, Reno did the brag bucket before Paul Lasley did a wonderful job, and it was always very fun to be a part of that. And there's a public visitation that will be held tomorrow, May 11th, from 4 to 6 p.m. and a vigil service to follow at St. Cecilia Church, with a celebration of life on Wednesday, May 12th at 10:30 a.m. And that's in your email as well. I think Karen sent that out. Is there any family that needs extra thought or prayer? Anyone online? Well, let's take a minute to give our thoughts and prayers to Reno's family. You may be seated. We do have a few guests and visitors today. Like to welcome again Stephen Johnson. Stephen would stand up. Stephen is visiting us today. He's a member of, now living in Ames and formerly from Annapolis, Maryland. So was a member of the Annapolis Club, the Rotary Club. Two clubs. Welcome. And then Jenny Legates has a guest as well. We'll let Jenny introduce her guest today.
Our guest is no stranger to our group, Jamie Courtney of Iowa Home Crafters.
And we also welcome Andrew Schroeder. Andrew's a member of our club now, formerly of Boone Club. So welcome, Andrew, a new member. And with that, this is exciting. We have Louis here in person, a cappella, without a piano, but he does have a mic, and he's going to lead us in the welcome song.
You bet. You bet. Here we go. Welcome to all you here and all of you out there in Zoom land. You from Ames Rotary, Nevada, London, or Gay Paris, from far off lands or the USA. We're glad that you are here today. Come back again whenever you're near. Join us and then we'll make it clear. Around the world you will always be welcome at Rotary.
Several of announcements popping up on the screen here. So this is an updated announcement. If you recall, Gene Cressy a while back mentioned a volunteer opportunity to distribute grab-and-go meals for the school district. This will be done at the middle school and Mitchell. And the dates have been updated here. So we're looking at Wednesdays and Fridays support, June 14th through August 13th, 2 shifts. Please contact Gene or Malai if you're interested in helping distribute some meals. Also, this was up last week as well. Who wouldn't want to be a volunteer to have children read to them? So this is another exciting opportunity for raising readers and seeking volunteers for the summer 2020 Barnes Reading Academy. So if you're a volunteer, you'll get paired with a child, kindergarten through 3rd grade, and will help them improve their reading skills. I think you'll get a bit of training and ongoing support from the Raising Readers and Story County staff. So there's a great opportunity. And if you need to reach out to Shelby Reeves, and the email address is there. Upcoming opportunity for some local service, Overlook at Ada Hayden Park. And we're partnering up with the Ames Morning Rotary Club on this. Looks like May 22nd, 9 a.m. to noon. Put your work clothes on like those gentlemen there in the picture have on and go out and do some good work. And if you're interested in meeting ahead of time to help plan what's going on, that would be May 19th at 8:30 a.m. They'll be talking about what's going on. Please contact Sophie Johnson if you need more information. Give her a heads up that you're going to be there so we can get a head count. Also, just as a reminder, we have several committees that are going on here in our club. And if you are not yet involved in some type of club, this is just a great way to get together with a group of people who are pursuing common interests. You'll see there's several clubs here that have leadership. And if you're interested in joining those, it'd be a great way to be engaged. So I won't read them all off, but as you can see, several opportunities. Volunteer, Sophie Johnson, that's one we just talked about with the Rotary Overlook. And then one to highlight is club service, Jim Patton. Just so you know, here's a heads up. We're actually going to be watering trees again sometime soon out at the Tedesco Park. So Jim just said, give everyone a heads up and wait gym, but probably be a late afternoon or early morning opportunity here coming up to water some trees that we planted. Here's an exciting social opportunity for the club. So on June 7th, which is a Monday, we're going to meet at Ryman Gardens. We will have a boxed lunch, and you'll be able to explore the garden at your leisure. So please let Karen know if you're interested in coming. Bring a guest to help experience the club and the gardens as well. And I have another announcement here. RILA applications. So if you remember, Rotary Youth Leadership Opportunity, and that is being held at Coe College in Cedar Rapids. The new dates are July 18th to 23. So they need volunteers, but they also need participants. So if you know a current sophomore or junior, please encourage them to go out to iowarila.org and grab an application. Our club sponsors 4 applicants each year, this year for sure. So if you know a sophomore or junior, please encourage them to apply, or if you're interested in helping out, that would be great as well.
Did he freeze on other people's screens?
Yes, he's frozen.
Yeah.
Yep, frozen.
Karen. I'm doing it too. Mm.
For everyone that's online, can you hear me? We've lost our internet connection at the gateway. So please be patient for a moment as we try to see if we can get this up and running. Sorry about that.
Mike is on his way up, because when it comes to like losing those all connections, I don't know how to fix that. So he's on his way up.
You think, should I try to connect to my hotspot or
Oh, if you have a hotspot, you can connect to it, go ahead.
try that?
Yeah, you should be fine. That computer should be hotspot. So you can find it.
Oh, here comes five.
We are getting Jen Brockpahler on Zoom now.
Yes, I entered using my hotspot, so I'm here.
Oh, man.
The circle?
Yeah. Mine on my phone looks different. Okay, so if you just want to go to find.
See what I
I lost what difference does it make?
Can you hear me when I talk, Glenn?
got the
He's connecting
hotspot.
to his hotspot.
Yes, we can hear you.
He'll connect to his hotspot, so it should be fine.
We're getting the sounds from the meeting through Chad, probably.
They're also working on
Right.
our water meter too, so there could have been something back there.
We're trying to connect to my hotspot.
I'm guessing that this means they can't record too, so we can't just shut off and pick it up later.
Right. I did, like I said, turned on my hotspot at home and that got me back online. So hopefully if they can get his hotspot connected, that'll work.
Well, he said they lost the internet at the hotel. So you don't have internet either, just a hotspot?
Right. It went out at my house as well. So something must have happened
Oh,
citywide, I guess.
hmm.
I'm on the north side. So
Yeah, I'm way on the west side. Are you on MediaCom or MetroNet or?
Mediacom.
Okay, so yeah, we're on MetroNet here.
Oh, okay.
That may be the difference.
We
Right.
actually are on MediaCom and we're right by Gateway and we still have internet.
Okay.
Somebody's picking on the gateway.
They they're asking if we are still here, and I said, yeah, we are chatting.
At one time, it popped up on my screen that Melissa McGarry was now the host. So,
Okay.
Well, I'm
Wonder-
happy to host all of you, but.
Hello.
oh, we thank you very much. But I wonder if that means that we're going to have to drop off and get allowed back into the one at the gateway.
Well, I
We
think
could just all chat and have our own social time.
There you go.
Right. I can do my presentation for the small group. It'll
If
be
you could
fine.
stay online, because I think once we can get internet established, then we'll be good. But we tried my hotspot, and it's not working here either.
Hey.
Is you should be able to share your screen here. It said that so
Okay.
everybody here will just watch the recording. I'm gonna see if I can get online on phone. Before you do your introduction.
Well, Chad?
Oh, actually, we have somebody on right now, so I'm gonna do your introduction. Okay?
Yeah. Since we have the speaker on our side, we may just go ahead without you guys.
Correct.
That's what they basically just told me to do. Tammy will come on in a second to introduce. I'll do
Tammy's
my
gonna introduce.
presentation. That'll work.
You're on.
Hi, everybody. Got to get the better chin angle before I do the introduction. All right. Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone there in Internet land. Jennifer Brockpahler has been the director of the Ames Community Arts Council for over 5 years. She has a degree in interdisciplinary studies, music education and business from Wayne State College in Wayne, Nebraska, and a master's degree in community arts management with a nonprofit emphasis from the University of Illinois, Springfield. Before relocating to Ames to be closer to family, Jen spent over 10 years at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire as the Arts Special Events Coordinator, where she was instrumental in numerous projects that were intended to build audiences and strengthen community. As part of the Arts Council, she's thrilled to put her passion for community building, outreach, and creative collaboration to work for our community and the artists of Ames, which she's going to share with us in just a few minutes. And in addition to serving as the Ames Community Arts Council Director, Jen is the operations manager for the Critical Materials Institute of the Ames Laboratory. So everyone online, we'll probably go dark here at Gateway, and we'll watch the Zoom presentation after it's done because we still have no internet connection. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Let me get started here, I hope. There we go. As Tammy just said, I am Jennifer Brockpahler. I'm the director of the Ames Community Arts Council. And I want to thank you, first of all, for having me here today to tell you a little bit more about my organization, our organization. As many of you already know, the Ames Community Arts Council is dedicated to celebrating the arts in Ames. We were created in 1976 by then City Mayor Bill Pells and became a 501c3 in 1977. So if you're quick with math, you see that we are in our 40th year, and we're really excited about that anniversary. Like so many arts and organizations, nonprofits, we run on a really small staff. I am the one paid employee, and I have 20 hours a week dedicated to the Arts Council. So much of what we do, we accomplish with our really dedicated board of directors and 1 or 2 interns from Iowa State. We typically get our interns from the Greenlee School or the College of Design. And so we're really happy to have that opportunity for that partnership. We are funded through memberships, donations, and grants, probably most notably the City of Ames Commission on the Arts. So much of our funding does come from the city. We have a really diverse membership. We are a membership-driven organization. The Arts Council has about 125 members of all types. This includes about 40 individual artist members. We have painters and sculptors, writers, woodworkers, glass blowers, jewelry makers, and so much more. If you're looking for an artist, we can probably hook you up. We have about 35 nonprofit organizations, both large and small, ranging from actors, the community theater in town, to CASA, the Creative Artists Studios of Ames that's in Campus Town, the Iowa State Center and Ryman Gardens, theaters, choirs, dance troupes, and so much more. There's so much going on in the city of Ames. And then we have about 40 or 50 individuals who do not identify themselves as artists. We may disagree, but they don't call themselves practicing artists. They just think that what we do is super important and they are able to support us. So we are more than happy to have them as members. And of course, there's room for everyone in the Arts Council. So what do? Collaborate. We're a small organization, so collaboration is key. We provide information, we celebrate and showcase the arts in Ames, and we help artists and arts organizations to succeed. So let me tell you a little bit about how we try to do that. So like I said, we are super small, so collaboration is key. So we are really excited when someone approaches us with an idea and we can help to make it happen. I've got a few examples of how we've done that in the recent past. For several years, the Arts Council wanted to do something that we called the Back Alley Gallery. That is, we wanted to be instrumental in bringing some murals into the city of Ames, most especially on those walls that were neglected or were at danger of being vandalized. We'd heard from lots of other cities that putting murals in place kept people from tagging and messing with the walls. And it also gave us an opportunity to hire an artist to do something cool while giving the community members and visitors of Ames something neat to see when they came into town. So we were super excited when business owner Nadav Mayer approached us about putting a mural on the side of his business, Morning Bell Coffee Roasters. The Arts Council was able to put a little bit of funding toward the project, but perhaps more importantly, we were able to offer our expertise. We helped Nadav to go through the process of identifying an artist, knowing how to pay them and so on, and creating the concept for the mural. And in October of 2020, Des Moines artist Ask Fate was commissioned what we hope will be one of many murals that we bring into the city. I hope you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. But if not, check it out at 111 Main Street on the wall facing Duff Avenue. Have a coffee while you're there and tell Nadav that we sent you. Another collaboration that we really are excited about is the Goldfinch Room. Tammy Kolbeck from the Iowa State Center came to the Arts Council with her idea to create a special music series in what was then the newly remodeled Celebrity Cafe in Stevens Auditorium. The Arts Council, again, was able to secure a small amount of money, but more importantly, was able to put some manpower behind the project. And in January of 2019, we had our first artist on the stage of the new newly inaugurated Goldfinch Room. If you're not familiar, the series is modeled after the famous Bluebird Cafe in Nashville and hosts a series of Iowa singer-songwriters throughout the year. It's an opportunity to hear more than just a concert, though, as those who participate talk to the audience, talking about their work and what inspires them and what keeps them going as musicians as they play. As you likely know, again, the Goldfinch Room is still going strong and was especially great this past summer when they were able to bring their concerts outside and keep music alive during the pandemic. They've done a number of great concerts throughout the throughout the winter and the fall and winter, but they are excited to go outside again. And they just announced the On the Lawn series last night, so you're one of the first to know. The first concert will feature Patricia Hartman and Sarah Routh. Patricia has been on the series before, and she calls her style soul folk. And while Sarah's style, of course, is always evolving, she stays true to her jazz and folk roots. It's going to be a great opening concert and an amazing season overall. So please join her if you can. And more recently, we've been working with a second collaboration with the Iowa State Center that we're calling Music on the Move. And this is modeled after something we saw in Lincoln, Nebraska. And it's another opportunity to keep live music going no matter what happens with the state of the pandemic. What we're doing is we're recruiting local musicians to play on a small stage that'll be pulled behind a motorized bicycle. And we're hoping to visit a number of Ames neighborhoods and do a concert each week. This again fulfills the Ames Community Arts Council mission in two ways, as it allows us to feature and continue to pay practicing artists, while also bringing free, high quality entertainment directly into our communities. I'll throw out here to people who are listening that we are in the process of ordering the trailer now. It will look something like the second slide that you see, and we hope to do our first concert before the end of summer. That said, we might need a little bit of help. We have no idea how to put the guardrails on the trailer. So if anybody listening has that skill set, please let Tammy or me know. We'd be happy to take your expertise and see what we can do, as we certainly don't want to lose any musicians or instruments as we're rolling down the street. And then, of course, we do a number of smaller community events, and we're always happy to be invited to participate in activities being held around town. We often partner with the Main Street Cultural District to connect artists and business owners for both Art Walk and Music Walk. Music Walk happened just a couple of weeks ago, you might know, and Art Walk is on the calendar for June 3rd this year. And as the Arts Council, we try to act as a conduit between the practicing artists in town that we hope have found us and we found them, and the business owners in Ames. So we are really proud of that. And then while we took a small break this summer, as many people did, we also do children's activities at various events, including the Campus Town Summerfest, which is what you're looking on the screen, the Ames Historical Society's Ice Cream Social, and sometimes the Ames Farmers Market. So again, we're not sure this summer if we'll be back online with those yet, but if they happen, we will be there. And while we are at these events, what we do in addition to providing something for families and children to do is we promote the events of our membership. We try to provide information and event promotion. To do that, we publish a weekly newsletter that lists all the events of our members. This used to be an all-inclusive list, but as we've grown, that got kind of cumbersome. You'd be scrolling for days. So right now that newsletter highlights 5 or 6 events each week, and then drives you to our online calendar that you can find on our website. While you're on our website, you can also sign up to receive that newsletter yourself. We try really hard to keep it to 1 a week, so we're not flooding your mailbox, but we're keeping you informed about what's going on in the arts in Ames. You can also find us on social media, on Facebook, obviously, and Instagram, ames.arts. We've tried to start a Twitter account several times. I don't get it. My students can't explain it, so we don't tweet. We Facebook and Instagram and have a pretty great website. So please visit and sign up for our newsletter if you're interested. Then what else we do is we help artists and arts organizations succeed. And as you can imagine, this is one of our biggest goals, and we do several things to achieve it. We every month host something called the monthly gathering of artists. It's typically on the second Tuesday of the month. And when it's not a pandemic, we go to various locations around town, the artist studios, galleries, wherever people want to gather and talk about art. We see each other's spaces, discuss and critique their work, socialize, and basically have fun together. As you can imagine, being an artist can be a very solitary job. And so we're trying to create that network so they have folks to talk to. These events are free and they are open to the public, and you do not have to be a practicing artist or a member of the Arts Council to attend. So if you ever see something interesting, please feel free to join us. And our next event is actually tomorrow, May 11th at 6 p.m. via Zoom, which is how we've been doing these for these last few months. And we'll continue to do that probably till late summer. And we are having Jennifer Knox, who is a poet from here in, she's not from Ames, but she's here in Ames now. And she'll be reading from her 5th book, Crushing It, and talking about how poetry shapes our lives. And then she's going to challenge us a little bit, I think, and invite the participants to write their own poems. She swears we don't have to share them if we don't want to, but we're certainly invited to do so. So it's going to be a really interactive event, and I think super cool. There are lots of great poets in Ames, so it's always wonderful when we can bring that group together to talk about their craft, which is what we try to do. We also engage in a lot of professional development for our members. We coordinate some educational workshops. And in the past few years, we've done workshops about social media, graphic design, and even one about how to teach an art class, which was actually really popular. And we're really proud of the fact that we just finished our 3rd Business of Art conference, which is another collaboration that we do with the Octagon Center for the Arts in downtown. Both of our memberships, the Arts Council and the Octagon, were coming to us and telling us that while they have the skills to succeed as artists, they weren't as comfortable with the business side of things. You know, how did they do their taxes? How do they market themselves? So the Octagon and the Arts Council partnered to create this Business of Arts conference, where we offer 2 days worth of workshops where we talk about those kinds of things: taxes for artists, getting your work into a gallery, how do you price your artwork, those kinds of things. And also offer, again, that networking opportunity. Being an artist can be lonely work, so we hope to connect people so that they can continue to work together after the conference is done. We're working on the new one, March 4 and 5 for 2022. And in between, we'll be doing some workshops to keep all of our people active. So watch our social media for those events. We also, it's not pictured here, but we also provide small education grants, and they support art education opportunities to expand art programs outside the classroom, that while using Ames artists and arts organizations. We're particularly interested in encouraging service learning through the arts and using the arts as tools to teach the core subjects like reading, writing, history, and math, and so on. As you can imagine, using the arts helps something stick in your brain. There's absolutely a reason we sing the alphabet. So we just want to build on that. In the recent past, we've supported a puppet workshop at the library, a social dance opportunity in downtown Ames, and even something called Preschool Pups, which allowed one of our members to go into the local preschools and use theater, art, and music to teach preschool kids about safe care of pets, about pet ownership. And all of our grantees illustrate how the integration of arts into any lesson plan increases student interaction and long-term retention of the relevant information. So we're really happy that we have the funds to help people do that. And finally, we have a few great events that celebrate and showcase the arts in Ames. The next annual Arts Awards celebration will be Sunday, June 17th, again on the lawn of Stevens Auditorium. We've been working with Stevens a lot lately, assuming that it's safe to gather by then. Of course, this is one of our favorite events, as it's an opportunity to celebrate those who celebrate the arts. We recognize individuals, businesses, and organizations who make Ames a better place to be through art. Lots of awards are given each year, including the Hazel Hammer Cherished Volunteer Award, which I believe actually went to a Rotary member last year, just saying. The Bill Pell's Arts Advocacy Award. We talk about distinguished board members, art in the workplace, the local treasure, and art educator, and our favorite, the Lifetime Achievement Award. the rule with the Arts Awards is you need to be a member of the Arts Council to nominate someone, but you do not need to be a member to win an award. So this celebration has introduced us to a lot of really neat people that we may not otherwise know about, who are doing some amazing things to advance the arts in Ames. And then after the Arts Awards, we'll begin gearing up for this year's Ames Artist Studio Tour, which will take place on Saturday, October 9th and Sunday, October 10th this year. And as you can imagine, we didn't do it last year, so we're excited to be back. And this is a unique opportunity to get a behind the scenes look at artists in their working studios. One of the coolest things I found when I became the director of the Arts Council is how many of our neighbors, friends, and colleagues are making amazing art in their basements, garages, and attics. Truly, as many of you already know, the talent that you find when you begin to seek it out in Ames is absolutely second to none. And the studio tour is an opportunity to see those folks in action. This is a free self-guided event, and visitors can choose to visit as many of the studios as they'd like. We usually have between 15 and 20 studios on the tour, and you can discover original art, paintings, glass, furniture, jewelry, ceramics, and so much more, created by Ames artists. Participating artists demonstrate their craft. They talk about what inspires them, talk about techniques, and visitors are encouraged and welcome to ask questions and learn more. And if you're super lucky, you'll find a piece of artwork that you'd like to bring home yourself, which is why we keep the studio tour free. You don't pay to go into the studios because we're truly hoping that you use your money to support the artists. If you know anyone who might be interested in participating in the tour, we're still accepting applications for the 2021 tour through June 14th. So please let them know that we're looking. And so I was talking really fast, so I hope you caught most of that. By bringing people together through the arts, increasing arts awareness, collaboration, participation, and arts education in all the ways I've just been talking about for the last few minutes, we hope that the Ames Community Arts Council is enhancing the quality of life in Ames, not only for individual artists and arts organizations, but for all of us who are lucky enough to call Ames home. And that brings me, I hope, to my final slide, where you can see all of my contact information. Please reach out if there's anything I've said that you want to know more about, or I'm happy to take questions.
Jen, Glenn Ripke here. Can you highlight the things you said would be good to bring children to?
Sure.
Especially grandchildren.
Grandchildren. In the summertime, we're often part of Summerfest, which I know is happening this year, but I think they're maybe cutting down on the children's activities because they're not sure how safe that will be. There's, of course, the farmers market. There's tons of things to do there. If you're looking for children's activities, especially well, all year long, actually, the Octagon Center for the Arts is a great place. They do a lot of workshops, and right now it's carry out. So you can pick up a craft and bring it into your home and do it with your grandkids in your living room, which is actually pretty nice. And they're pretty self-contained and crafty, but not messy. So I'd really encourage that. The workspace is dark on the Iowa State campus. The workspace is dark, I think, for the next month, but then they'll come back online and they'll have the same kind of things. You'll have things you can do in the workspace, which is in the basement of the Memorial Union, but they'll also have things that you can carry home and do in your living room.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer, we're online at the Gateway now as well, so I don't know if there's any questions from the audience here. Online, and you want to type it in the chat.
Thank you. I see Lynn's comment. Thank you so much. She says, we're so fortunate to have the ACAC in Ames, especially in such a highly competent and creative. I should have read it to myself before I read it out loud. Thank you for the compliment. I'm really honored to be the director of the Ames Community Arts Council.
Any other questions for Jennifer? Jennifer, we listened to your whole talk, but we got to see visually the last 5 minutes.
All right, all right. I'll share the slides with Tammy so she can share them with the group. And of course, the recording always works.
Yeah, we're hopeful that it was all recorded so that we can go watch it as well as listen. Thank you very much for your time today. Appreciate all you do for the Ames Community Arts Council. And if anyone has any questions for you, I'm assuming that you'd be available if they just reach out to you directly as well.
Absolutely, always.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
All right, how was that? I think, is it October? She can hold out a beer stein, and whoever holds it the longest wins. I feel like I'm in shape for that now after holding my phone up that long. Next week, Dr. Jacob Meyer, ISU Director of the Wellbeing and Laboratory. And yeah, with that, let's just go ahead and say the 4-way test together. You know all that we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.